And Dolly, I love you. I miss you. I will miss you. I want to say mostly I am very thankful. Thank you. Thank you for taking us in when you didn't have to. Thank you for your unconditional love. Thank you for always pushing us to do our best, to be our best in everything that we do, which is something that I still have in me to this day. Thank you for always giving your best advice, just knowing that whatever anyone comes to ask or asks of you, we know that you will give your best advice, your best guidance in general. I thank your kids. I thank Merlin. I thank Dia. I thank Herelda. Uncle Harold, I thank you. And Lil Riedel, I know you don't remember any of me being around, but I thank you as well. Thank you to the spouses as well. I pray for you guys. I pray for all of us as a family, because this is a big loss for all of us. This is a loss that needs to be replaced. We need someone who can take over, showing us or giving us guidance, and knowing that it's a genuine guidance, and knowing that it's from our heart. So for that, Dolly, I thank you. I know that you're in a better place, because I know with your heart that there's no other place that you can be than with our God. So thank you so much. I love you guys. Hopefully in the near future we can meet up and celebrate you, because you have done so much for all of us. Thank you. I love you. And thank you again.
I'm so shocked to hear the passing of Aunt Dolly. You know, I'm very sad to hear that. And, you know, Aunt Dolly was a very kind-hearted person. You know, talks to me about life. You know, if she had the world, she'd give it to everybody. She's a very nice person, you know. And as I would say, she just transformed. She didn't go anywhere. She's with us. Like I said, my condolences go out to the family. And I'm touched too. So I will be coming back home to see the family, but I'm very heartbroken about the passing of Aunt Dolly, okay? But she's in a good place.
My condolences to the family, and may my beautiful, wonderful, loving Aunt Dolly, may she rest in peace. This woman was like a mother to me. She steered me in the right direction. She saw goodness in me. She changed my life. Every time I'm around her, I just feel love. I know she'll be missed. She'll be missed, but I know that she did so much good things in this life. Through her kids, you can see it. Even in my life, you know, it's been proven. Because she stayed strong and she stayed for good values. Very soft when it needed to, loving. I'll miss you, my auntie. You know, when I was younger, we lived with different people, but before we left Guyana, we stayed at Aunt Dolly. We lived at Aunt Dolly. I lived with her for maybe a year plus. And in that year plus, my life had changed tremendously. You know, she saw goodness. I always say she saw goodness in me. Auntie, may you rest in peace. You live a good life.
Charlie Kaisers. a relative of the Brathwaites. Marlene, on behalf of my family and myself, I wish to extend our deepest sympathies to you and your siblings on the passing of my dear cousin Dolly. Cousin Dolly was a respectful and respectable woman who, in my view, was the matriarch of the Brathwaite family. She was also a kind and caring person who paid much attention to family relationships. Some years ago, she found out that my mother was a Brathwaite, Ines Brathwaite. She contacted me and encouraged me to get to know my relatives by attending our family reunions. She was such a dear lady. I did not know that cousin Dolly was sick, so I was shocked by the news of her death. My family and myself share your loss. Once again, please accept our deepest sympathies. May cousin Dolly's soul rest in peace.
As we gather today to celebrate the life and legacy of Dorothy Elaine Argyle, I am sure we are realizing that the golden morning is fast approaching. Jesus soon will come to take his faithful and happy children to their promised home. Oh, we see the gleams of the golden morning bursting through this night of gloom. Yes, we see the gleams of the golden morning that will burst the tomb. Aunt Dolly was such a gentle soul, full of love, so compassionate. She always looked for the best in everyone, never trying to shine light on the negatives, always trying to put out the fire rather than adding gasoline to it. She was decent, very decent, caring, and always offered a word of comfort and encouragement. Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly. You will surely be missed. But the lessons of kindness, humility, and compassion that you have taught us all will forever be appreciated. God bless you all. May Aunt Dolly's soul rest in peace. Thank you.
I've met Mommy Argyle a couple of years, a good 30 years ago, through her daughter Elaine Argyle. And I must say that I have never seen Mommy vex. Mommy always wants to be smiling. She always, being very cheerful and smiling. And, whenever I go to Guyana, I will go and see Mommy, or Mommy will come and sometimes see me at the hotel. I'm very sad for her loss, and may she rest in peace.
On my family's behalf and on my own behalf, I wish to express my condolences to the relatives and friends of Auntie Dolly. I trust that this song would be a source of encouragement to your hearts. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Dolly was the first cousin of my mother, Eileen Leach. and we shared a healthy family relationship in spite of our age differences. We all shared ancestry of the Pitts as we entered and leave this world of ours. Cousin Dolly was a tower of strength with a focused mind, which can clearly be seen in the successes of her immediate family. She always reminded me of her cousin and my aunt, Charlotte Gilman. I do remember my visits to the family home in 51 Stanleytown while studying at Burbage High School during the years 1963 to 1969. Please accept condolences on behalf of the wider Leach, Grimmon, Crawford, Pitt families, and may the Lord continue to grant her eternal rest now that her earthly toils have ended.
This is Keith Hermanstein, Aunt Dory's eldest son. So, on behalf of my family, I'd like to send our condolences to the Argyle family. Having lost my mother quite recently, I can understand the extreme heartache that you girls, Merlane, Geraldo and Dia, are going through at this time. But what I will remind you is that we should be celebrating your mother's life. From personal experience, I can honestly say that she was a wonderful person. The last time I visited Guyana was in the July of 2017, and along with my wife Donna and her cousin, we were privileged to spend a few hours in the company of Aunt Dolly. Let us celebrate her life. We over here will continue to pray for you guys, and God will provide you with the strength to carry you through this emotional period.
This is one of those sad times when one is left with memories of her loved one, who the dear Lord has chosen to be by his side. Thinking of our dear sister Dolly, I just thought of a story I'd like to share with you. It was one of those quiet nights. An addition was being added to the house in Stanleytown, so things were a little chaotic. Sister Babes and Mr. Pitt Daddy were out, so to relieve the boredom, Sister Dolly decided we should play some kind of game. We settled on bingo. For prizes, I think there were ice cream and candy. So we scattered to different locations. My brother Roy to the kitchen, Sister Dolly in the living room with the bingo set, and Oswald in the bedroom. We should have thought of something suspicious when he closed the bedroom door, but all thoughts were on the ice cream and candy prizes. Game started. Dolly called the numbers. We began to check off. Suddenly, someone called bingo after about 6 numbers. Asked to repeat the numbers as he called his numbers out. It spelled bingo. He won. We continued. Second game, third game, fourth game, as he kept winning and won all the prizes. We were all curious. How did Ozzy win all those games? Dolly got into her big sister mode and demanded an answer. We were so shocked when the truth was revealed. Those of you listening, we are talking about Ozzy. So you know there is something afoot, to quote Sherlock Holmes. My dear friends, family, and loved ones, your dear uncle, big cousin, elder statesman, Dolly's wonderful brother, cooked the books, so to speak. Argyle Pitt never got bingo. He only had letters which covered each bingo letter. And because no one was looking, used the letter to spell bingo. What genius. Sister Dolly was mad. She demanded Ozzy give back the prizes. I went to bed smiling. I got ice cream and chocolate and went to bed.
My name is Judith. I am the eldest daughter of Aunt Dolly. When we were small, Mom used to always talk about Aunt Dolly. On meeting Aunt Dolly and her family with Mom was truly a blessing for us all. Aunt Dolly was so welcoming and introducing us to many of the Brathwaites, or being more posh, the Brathwaites, with which we had such fun, and we didn't know any of them. We had fun, laughter, and it was unforgettable. Good times. When Mum passed away, we were very sad, very upset, but we always had the support of Aunt Dolly and her family. Mum used to stay with me at times, and I would always get her to ring and speak to Aunt Dolly and leave them alone to have their little chat. You know, big people chat. You know, we are now supporting Aunt Dolly's family as they supported us. And, you know, Mum would say to us in this situation, y'all been in touch with Merlin? So we know the significance of being close to people at this time. Aunt Dolly has now passed, and her legacy has been passed on to her daughters, Dia, Merlane, and Herelda. And we pray that her soul will be at peace and she will be in good company.
First, I'm sending my condolences to my brother and his kids and his family, rest of his family. But before I go any further, I would just like to read a few lines. Amid transformation, our soul's purpose will change, evolve, and spiral. We can surrender again, visiting places and spaces that have more we did not understand before. It's not a failure, it's simply a journey, turning and changing, always taking us back to the mystery. A new beginning, a new purpose, rise up to the newness only God can give. I'm so shocked about this weird up here. I'm so shocked about Dolly's passing. I knew Dolly 50 plus years. And it's the same person she was within the time, quiet, easygoing. I'm here. How will you take care? And as I said, there are condolences from everybody up here.
Today it is with great sadness I express my condolences and sympathies to the immediate family of Aunt Dolly. I remember her every time we meet at the Brathwaite's family reunion. She's always among those who we celebrate in terms of the oldest amongst the Brathwaites. Today we take comfort in God's word that says to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. I know she would like us to continue our usual family reunion, and I would expect that we continue to rally as a family, because this is one of her strongest points, family. So as family, we comfort each other in her passing. May Aunt Dolly's soul rest in peace. God bless.
I first get in contact with Aunt Dolly around 2010 into 2011 when we were preparing for a family reunion in 2012. My first contact with her was very impressive. We talked on the phone for almost 2 hours, and it seems like if I know her forever. After then, our relationship grew rapidly. We communicate almost every day. I was impressed, and she was like the mother that I lost. I find comfort in her. Many days I call her when I'm down, and she always encouraged me. She always had a word of advice. She was an icon to the Brathwaite family. We look up to her for strength. Now she's no more, but God will give us the strength to carry on. Let us continue to trust in God, and one day we will see Aunt Dolly again.
Auntie Dolly was the woman I always look up to, especially when I was a young girl living in the Demerara River and had to go to Georgetown. When she used to work, the workplace was a place I go to regular just to see that tall lady with that broad smile coming out, just to get a hug, that loving hug. When my father come to Guyana, Clarence Roy, he always asks us to go to Auntie Dolly's house first. For him, Auntie Dolly was mother, big sister. Auntie Dolly, when we have family gathering, if Auntie Dolly is not there, everyone walking, they will ask, where is Auntie Dolly? Without Auntie Dolly, family gathering is not complete. So Auntie Dolly will be missed by all of us. Cousin Dolly, when we go to her house in South, if she's not in the yard doing something, she's upstairs baking, so all of us look forward to that black cake at Christmas. So Auntie Dolly will be missed by all of us. This tribute is coming from myself and children Jeffrey Brathwaite, Jessica Brathwaite, Judah Louise, Jasmine Louise, Jaffier Louise, and husband Nolan Walter.
But today, my encouragement to my cousins, Gia, Arelda, Marlin, and the others, I want to encourage you to find strength in God. Keep owing and keep trusting in Him, because He will give us the strength that is needed in this moment. So on behalf of myself, well, my family actually, I would like to say heartfelt condolences, and also my sister, I would like to say, we would like to say goodbye to Auntie Dolly, right? And we trust that her family, her husband, Uncle Errol, my cousins, their family, her grandchildren, and so on, they find strength in each other, support each other, and in that we can get past this difficult moment. Right, so as we pay respect to her, I want to say, may her soul rest in perfect peace and rise in glory. Thank you. I love you all. Good night.
Merlin, on behalf of your Trinbago family, Martin, I, and our family extend to you and your family heartfelt condolences on the passing of moms. We wish we could be with you at this very difficult time, but we are with you in spirit. May God grant you His grace and peace, for we know the joy cometh in the morning. We love you, and may God bless you all. May your mom's gentle soul, through God's mercy, rest in peace. Amen.
To speak about Aunt Dolly, she was a beautiful person, a beautiful soul, a calm spirit, someone who knew exactly how to deal with whatever situation another person may be facing. She had a special way of dealing with all of us. She listened keenly and was always ready and willing to give advice. She showed love to everyone. It doesn't matter if that person was family or a stranger. She would have made an impact on my life in many, many ways. And I remember going through one of the toughest challenges that I would have had, and she was there to give me advice. And my aunt was a very, very gracious woman. I can't recall ever seeing her angry. I can't recall ever hear her shouting at anyone for whatever reason. You know, there's so much, you know, that I will miss her dearly. Her smile, our conversations, her laughter, you know, and her overall personality as a person. May God bless her soul.
Good day, everyone. This is Herbert. It's very sad to lose someone like Aunt Dolly, the head of the family, our matriarch, but she's gone. During my lifetime, she gave many advice to me, many. But of all those advice, one stood out. I can remember she telling me, Herbert, anything you gotta do, do it. Go and do it, and don't tell a soul. And when you're finished, if you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, you could tell someone or who you want to tell. And you know what? I found that to be the best advice I have ever received, and a very solid one. It worked. It worked. So now, we all have to say farewell to Aunt Dolly. Aunt Dolly, farewell. But you know something? I just remember. Now that she's gone, we gotta choose another matriarch, someone who could carry on our legacy. And I know it's just the person who should take that position. And you know who it is? The magician. I know who's the magician, and y'all know who's the magician. I'm not gonna call him, but the magician. She, hear the hint? She is the one who's gonna carry on Aunt Dolly's legacy. Okay, once more, Aunt Dolly, farewell. Farewell, Aunt Dolly. Bye.
My name is Elizabeth, but to Auntie Dolly, I am Bet. I am her eldest daughter because to me, she's my second mom. Auntie Dolly been so nice and so good to me that she is my second mom. Auntie Dolly is a person that when you go to visit her, the first thing she do, she get up. You see she heading to the kitchen. Where are you going? You know she's going to get something for you to eat before you leave. Auntie Dolly have an open heart. No matter who you be, what kind of person, she always see the good in you. And she always advise you and give you good advice. When other people may be against you, she'll be the one to stand up for you at all times. Don't matter what, good or bad. She always see the good in you and she give you good advice. I'll miss you so much. Love you. May your soul rest in peace.
Hi, all. My name is Aubrey Hermenstein. I'm the youngest son of Dorothy Hermenstein. I'm here in London. Just want to pay my respects to Aunt Dolly, passing away. She's a wonderful woman. When I met her back in 95, 96, when I came over to Guyana, the love that you lot gave me, the whole of the Argyle family, shown the Hermenstein family a lot of respect and a lot of love. 2011, when I got married in Barbados, Harold and Nerly and Auntie came over, and that was wonderful to show the love that you guys made the effort to share and provide that support for us. I always will remember you, Auntie. It's one of those aunties that I didn't get to see as often as I'd like to. But boy, your name was always in our household on a regular basis, whether it's Christmas or Easter. And Mum, God bless her, she was always wanting to support you guys in any way. So, from me to you guys, I want to share my love and support in any way I can.
My name is Max, the third child of the late Aunt Dolly. I would like to give condolences with my wife Judith to Uncle Harold, to dear Maureen, and also to Heralda, as well as the Argyle and Brathwaite families. Well, the sun has finally set on Aunt Dolly, but we celebrate her life. A life that has spanned many decades, and a woman that I got to know the second visit back to Guyana, where she showed us her kindness, very helpful, the humorous side of her nature, and a little bit of the history of our family. A woman that we only got to know that second time, albeit we knew about Aunt Dolly from our childhood, because our mum, the late Dorothy Hermenstein, would always inform us about her. But we rejoice in her life. She's no more longer suffering, but because of human nature, we will suffer the pains of grief, and tears of sorrow will flow. But there's a song that says, when grief has left you low, it causes tears to flow, and things have not turned out the way that you had planned, but God has not forgotten you. His promises are true. Tears are the language that God understands. And even though tears will flow and the pain of grief will come, we will remember the happy times, the good times, the fun times. Oh God, we will reminisce on so many different things, and that is because this beautiful lady who has left these shores now has left a legacy, and we thank God for that. And so as our mum and Aunt Dolly and Aunt Dolly would be together and let things happen, we can also do the same thing, that this legacy will continue going and going. So God bless you all. Love you all. Bye for now.
I am Carol Liverpool Argyle, adopted into this family many years ago by my sister, Merlin. The distance is by no means separation, as I would from time to time inquire from Merlin about how Mom and Dad were doing. Mrs. Argyle, as I called her, was the epitome of the Proverbs 31 woman, a virtuous woman. The heart of her husband and children safely trusted her. She did them good. Her worth was far above diamonds. She had good values. She clothed herself with strength and honor as she executed the role of a wife and mother. In her mouth was wisdom, and on her tongue was the law of kindness. She gave good advice and extended her hands to the poor and needy, even when she had little. She had a full-time job, but never neglected her duties in the kitchen. I would often tell Marlene, at least weekends, you should take the kitchen. But her answer was never in the affirmative, because that would not go well with Mom, she said. I remember a conversation with my sister when she said, God does everything with purpose, when He caused me to return to Guyana, as she was there when her mother fell ill and had to be hospitalized. Mrs. Argyle had a heart of compassion, so much that she carried the cares of not only her children, but anyone who approached her with a problem. One of her numerous concerns was to see her daughter serving the Lord, and God surely heard and answered that request from her heart when she said to me, Carol, can you do something to get Merlin to go to church? I told her not to worry, just keep praying. Merlin once said to me, I don't know what I will do when the Lord will call my mom home, but the time has come for the test. The name of the Lord must be blessed. He has given her the strength. I will always remember Mrs. Argyle's labor of love for her family and those who crossed her path. She always remembered to send my portion of fruits from her garden. Her memories will forever be etched in my mind. May her soul rest peacefully. May the Lord continually strengthen and preserve her family.